Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the Perfect 10, the spring edition. Thank you, gals, for being here and for playing full out over these next several days where you are committing just 4% of your day, 4% of your 1440, your 1,440 minutes of your day to say, you know what? I signed up for this free challenge. And this F word is really important because sometimes free, we kind of take it for granted, but not you. If you are showing up to these lives right now, I want to hear from you and drop a yes in the comments. Now, there is a delay in the feed. I love these Facebook features. They're free, but with that delay in mind, just know that I have a special human being to my right-hand side, my left-hand man, the one, the only Dan DeSteven, as he is on his laptop and he's going to be reading comments and questions as they come in. So if you are out there and you're playing full out today for the full hour of power, comment yes. I see Barb, I see Vanessa, I see Beth, and I want to thank you gals once again for being here. I had the opportunity last night to DM a lot of you who have registered officially for the challenge because I wanted to hear from you, kind of take your temperature and see, well, why did you sign up for a program like this? Because you know what, gang? The Perfect 10 can at first glance, if you've never done it or you don't know anything about me, you might say, Perfect 10? Nothing's perfect. That girl thinks she's a perfect 10. All these different things. But we are redefining the word perfect. And if you showed up yesterday, it was all about the Perfect 10 mindset. Gals, my goal is to help you think differently so that it will evoke a behavior change that gets you from where you are currently to where you want to go. Okay? Either way. All right. Without further ado, as we are welcoming you lovely ladies back on the live feed, I want to introduce myself. Whether you know me or not, I want to give you that sense of connection that you are in the right place. My name is Aubrey Borick, and I have been in the business of helping women fall back in love with who they see in the mirror for the last 20 plus years. It's crazy for me to say that because it has gone quickly, but with each chapter of my life, I've been able to, I think, become a better coach to women in order for you to take the elevator, because I took the stairs and fell down a couple times. I've put myself through probably every diet trend, fitness trend out there, just so that you don't have to. But really, Perfect 10 is based in science, and it's based in also personal belief. And I'm here today to help you build that belief. All right, I see Christine jumping on. Hello. All right, so let's see. Let's do a quick recap and a roll call from yesterday, because I think that is really important. Yesterday, we talked about building that firm foundation for your new dream house, metaphorically speaking. So to build that firm foundation, we have to start with what's right between your ears and your mind, your beautiful mind. As scattered as it can be, as life is just throwing stuff at us about what we should do, what we shouldn't do, we need to quiet the noise. And I ask for you right now to quiet the noise of distraction, to play full out with me, to say, you know what, I'm devoting this time right now to get back into the zone, into my mindset. Now, with the mindset, we dropped into our bodies. We did some breath work. And this breath work was simply a breathing style that was a lubricating breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's a great technique if you feel like sometimes people tell me they have panic attacks. It's a very simple technique in through the nose, out through the mouth. But we did this continually, imagining that we were blowing out our birthday candles. And we got in our DeLoreans and we took a little trip back down memory lane. Now this was a little bit different. We visualized our birthday when we were about 7 years old, before the analytical mind started to kick in, before we started to view life through a lens of comparison and judgment. And we dialed it back to that young age where our brainwave state was different. Now, at the age that we are in the present, we have what we call the monkey mind, that overanalytical mind, that we are operating in these beta brainwave states, thinking over 60,000 thoughts a day. And oftentimes they are negative. But the superpower is what you know you can grow from. And that's where we sat. We went back and forth from that 7-year-old to us as a baby, because you know what? You cannot talk trash on a cute little baby. Oftentimes we look in the mirror, and the biggest fault that we have is women. I don't know if guys do this too. Every time I ask Dan, he says he doesn't. But we look at what we call our flaws, and then we should ourselves or shame ourselves, or we talk smack about ourselves. And that's actually to put it nicely. But when you visualize yourself back in the day, when you were like 1 or 2, there is no way that you are going to be saying those things to that younger version of you, right? There is no way that I'm going to look back at myself with my sister and say anything negative. So this is where the stop sign sticky note method really started to take a mind of its own, courtesy of Dr. Doris Cohen with a stop sign technique. But I was like, we need some sticky notes. We need some pictures on here so that we can retrain and build our belief that we are absolutely enough. We also talked about sitting in a place of self-acceptance. It is absolutely, positively a wonderful place to be, to practice where you sit right now and to have contentment and satisfaction. As we move through life, though, we know that nothing is certain, nothing's guaranteed, and we also realize that if we don't work on growing, then we're not evolving, right? Sometimes that stagnation just doesn't always equal satisfaction, right? I think that is that delicate balance. And I would be lying to you if I said that I have not struggled with that in the past. I think each chapter or season of my life, I don't even want to say years of my life, I think I'm getting a little bit better. And I bet you are too. So drop in the comments if you did your you work, because remember, nobody really likes homework, but we want to call it your you work. I know in our group, sometimes things get lost in translation, but each day of Perfect 10, I pin a post to the group. So you can actively search pin posts. Sometimes people are like, Aubrey, where the heck are these things? I'm like, I don't know. But you can search. There's a little magnifying glass emoji in our group, and you can search pin post. It should come up, fingers crossed. Some of you did post your you work. And this is a big one because it meant you were playing full out. And it meant you understood the assignment and it resonated with you. Now, if you don't have a picture of you when you were a little kid, then you could do a present day, a picture, a selfie that you are putting your sticky notes, or at least one, for the love of goodness sake, that you were saying, stop, you're a perfect 10. The stop sign you work assignment is so powerful for people because as soon as you're ready to act on impulse, on a negative thought, you say, Aubrey, stop. You're enough. Stop, you're a perfect 10. And I think that we could take it that step further instead of saying perfect 10 or say that, but stop. Does this align with my goals? Now, stay active in this group because I'm going to be dropping other more nuggets of more words of wisdom or more techniques that I have implemented with my clients through my Envision Transformation Program that I have found has gotten them to kind of shake it up, wake up, and instantly apply a change that sticks. Now, I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve. So today we are going to be talking about the perfect 10 assets, pun intended. I asked you to grab a broom. We are going to be doing a little broomstick workout. And if you didn't know, I want to give you a couple other things before we drop into our bodies. We do the breath work. We're going to get into some movement here, and I will reveal the best assets for you. But some things that were brought to my attention yesterday, I was saying, hey, guess what? There's 3 ingredients to the liver rescue smoothie: banana, cup of wild blueberries, and dragon fruit powder. I was reminded, somebody was like, work, it's 4, your coconut water or your water. And sometimes I just think with liquid stuff, it just totally forgot. But I hope that you weren't having a dry smoothie. That would be really challenging because you could mush it up like a pitaya bowl. You could do that. You could make it a bowl for sure. But you can add your coconut water or regular purified water is absolutely fine too. So is housekeeping item numero uno. Numero dos is make sure you have your manual today. There are clickable links in that PDF that are complimentary workouts just for you. And if you haven't done them in a while, or maybe if you are new to P10, they're meant to be short, sweet, and to the point, and really effective. But they're only going to be good if you do them. And I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire today so that we know that you can do them. Yeah, okay.
Want to go over some comments before we get
We got some comments, yeah.
Garnet said she did her U work.
Awesome, Garnet. Oh, got the U work. I did see that.
Beth Shari said, drinking lots of water and taking it easy on my tummy today.
Yes, Beth, I know. She's back in action, not letting life get her down. Back in.
Christine Yoder was thinking of us while she was drinking her liver cleansing smoothies.
Christine Yoder. Oh, man. You know what? I have to give Christine Yoder a big shout out. She was the first person who introduced me to, she said, Aubrey, haven't you heard of the celery juice cleansing movement? And I was like, not really. And then when I took that one Tony Robbins event, poof, here comes a medical medium. And I'm like, I need to check this out. And that's where I learned all about this morning ritual, these strange strategies that you ladies are doing right now. So let's review that protocol. There is another clickable link in your P10 manual. It's sneaky. A lot of times people miss it, but it does say perfect 10 recipes. If you click on that link, you'll see like the P10 approved recipes and the smoothies, okay? And just scroll through that. It's really nice that you could get some other ideas of foods that are really conducive to helping your liver function better. Today I posted a note on my Facebook page and I said, the liver is the star of the show. And I really stand behind that for these last several years. If our liver cannot do its job, we are going to carry toxic waste in our lymphatic system. We're gonna have a slow metabolism. Our hormones are gonna crap the bed. Not that all the other organs don't work synergistically, but I'll tell you what, that liver from a functional medicine standpoint, from even Chinese medicine, I would say Western could agree with this too, is a very vital organ. And when we can actually take care of it and we metabolize fat, we start to release toxins from our body. So what does that mean? When we don't have when we have less toxins in our body, our mood gets boosted, our skin looks better. The physical results speak for themselves. Okay? All right, but I digress. The other cool things are on there. You know, like Dan this morning, he hasn't done P10 for a little while. So he's like, I'm gonna do P10 with you guys. And he's like, oh my gosh, I get to have my dates with my apple slices again. And it's been a while. So these are just so delightful treats. You might be hungry in the morning, so hang in there. Keep hydrated and definitely give me your feedback. Let's see, anything else? Any questions on the protocol, on the food? I wanted to talk about the importance of this nutrient timing. Don't change the recipes in the morning. That's really important because if you're going to pummel that liver rescue smoothie with like a protein powder that's processed or chia seeds, right now that's not the protocol. Our protocol is to say, I need to give my liver a break from metabolizing toxins and things that are troublemaker foods. And we are going to do that through organic eating. We're going to do that in the morning, simulating a fast that is more in the form of a cleanse. So that is the point of that morning ritual, why it's really important to follow that as perfect as you can. We also were talking about our gratitude posts, that daily gratitude ritual, as well as your 10, 10, 10 push-ups, squats, and crunches every day. All right. We're also doing a digital detox in the evening, which for us, we continue to do that. Dan will read me, I call it, will you read me a bedtime story every night? And we have this book that we're into, and it's only a couple pages a night, but I really look forward to him just reading to me, to us, and then we just go to sleep from there. So it's kind of fun, something to think about. Alrighty then. Now, without further ado, we're gonna drop back into our body here. And I'd like to go over just a basic breathing style that is called the 4-7-8 count breathing style. This is a really great way actually to calm your monkey mind, to reduce the A word, anxiety, when we always think like, I need to be somewhere else, I need to beat the clock. We're very future driven if we have anxiety. And I want you to know that, you know what, the best advice that was given to me was actually by my mom a couple weeks ago. She said, Aubrey, you're just meant to be doing what you're doing right in the moment, right? We want to multitask so much as women, and it's like, it just gets so messy and so, So let's sit back for a moment, and you are going to strengthen your AMC. For those of you who remember what the AMC stands for, drop in the comments and you get the gold star today. Maybe a little extra gift at the end. Okay. The 4-7-8 count breathing style will help regulate your central nervous system, help calm your vagus nerve, as well as your busy monkey mind. This is how it works. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts. We're going to hold for 7 counts, and we will exhale for 8 counts. All right, let's strengthen that AMC. Be patient here. Take a moment to just roll your shoulders back, feel your feet on the floor, wiggle your toes maybe, and take a couple of palate cleansing breaths, ladies, in through the nose and exhale, let it go and swallow. Let's do a couple rounds. This first one, leaning in to the 4-7-8 count breath. Let's begin. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Do it again. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Again. Inhale bigger. 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more time. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take our right hand to our chest and our left hand to our belly. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Feel your heart beating in your chest. Give gratitude to your heart for this beating muscle and organ has been beating for you since the day you've been alive. This moment that we know we have for sure. I'm grateful for you to be here. Thank you for showing up. I promise that I will do the best I can do for you today and through this challenge to help you learn, to help you thrive, and to help you get one step closer to your ultimate goal. Keep your eyes closed, taking a breath in and out, allowing yourself in this moment to know that you are where you're meant to be, and asking your higher self to guide you on the right path to making perhaps the best decision that you can make for your health and your well-being. Whatever that decision is, may you choose without a shadow of a doubt. May it come into your life openly, abundantly, and easily. Keeping our eyes closed, we're going to just take a couple of self-hugs. Give your arms a nice squeeze. Feel your body. And just with your eyes closed, how awesome is it that you have a body? You have this vehicle that you get to drive around. And you get to, if you want to soup it up and tune it up, making it the Rolls-Royce version of yourself. It's not just about what it looks like on the outside. Because if you feel like crap on the inside, you're going to think you look like crap on the outside too. So we're going to focus from the inside out. And I want you now to start to open your eyes and just come back to me. All right, gals. From here, give yourself some snaps. I like to snap a lot or clap. Dan, give yourself some snaps for showing up for that. We're coming back. So when we start to participate physically, all right, like this, like yesterday we were shimmying, we were shaking, we were raising the roof was on fire. Whenever you participate physically, this is telling your body, this earth suit, like, okay, yes, I am creating now more of a physical ritual to change. Because I found that people do better with rituals rather than hard rules. Do you think that? When I call it a ritual versus a role? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Perfect 10 ritual sounds so much better than a role. Yeah, I think. All right, now, I promised you a couple different things. One thing was I wanted to give you a really great way or cue to help you get more lively metabolic tissue going and growing on your body without spending hours in the gym. Now, I like to be in the gym, believe it or not, on most days. So you might be like, Warwick, you're in the gym for an hour or so a day. I know, but I like it. I've made time for it. I'm gonna help you make time for you to go into what I call stealth mode. I want you to think stealth mode equals self-appreciation mode. Okay, so with that stealth mode today, your you work, we're first going to commit to our commitment. Your you work is to declare when you are going to do one of those videos, the Hourglass Goddess, or maybe today you're gonna do the broomstick workout. Well, you are going to do the broomstick workout today, but then we want to know when you're going to do it for the rest of the week. I'm going to be giving bonus exercises and tips to make this a little bit more meaty. So your you work assignment for the rest of the week, but you have to post it on the pinned post, and you see that sucker go up, is to tell me exactly when you are going to go into stealth mode to do your Hourglass Goddess workout. All right. Let's say right now well, no, I don't want to say that. I want the Hourglass Goddess. So let's say you're already doing your P10 exercises anchored to a habit you already have, which is brushing your teeth. All right. Anchors are so important because what they build is trust within ourselves. And I tell that to my clients. The reason why they check in with me when I open up their check-in every Sunday or Monday, that I trust that information is going to be in there, that their data points are going to be documented. If the client starts to have kind of erratic behavior, the trust is broken. So what oftentimes we don't realize is that we've broken trust with ourselves by maybe not showing up for a gym workout, maybe not doing a walk that we said we were going to do, by starting to let life get too loud, and we break that trust. And we can do this through food as well. Like, I know for me, I rarely trust myself around like a plate of homemade chocolate chip cookies when nobody's around. However, to build that trust, it did take some work. And I'm gonna help you with that. And you're gonna hear tomorrow from one of my P10ers as well as my Envision clients. She's a rock star. Her name is Cynthia Ortiz. She's available for an interview tomorrow. But you guys are gonna hear about her stellar results in less than 6 months. Okay, so you need to show me and tell me, when are you gonna do that Hourglass Goddess workout? Perhaps it's like, okay, Aubrey, I am going to do it. I know that my kids come home from school at 3 p.m., so I'm going to do it at 2:45 p.m. every day. Or maybe you do it with your kids at 3:15 every day, no matter what. I have found, I'm gonna be completely honest, that the most successful time of the day is to work out in the morning. Now, that's based on your chronotype. You know, we know that Everyone, you might not be a quote unquote morning person. However, if you do these little sneaky exercises like attached to your P10 ritual already, chances are you're gonna do them and you are going to create what I call the success snowball. All right, the success snowball means, wow, I woke up today and I made my bed, check. Whoa, I woke up today and I looked at the mirror and said, hey, I love you, you are enough. And just stop that thinking, you are a perfect 10. Wow, I woke up today and I did my 10-10-10 exercises. I woke up today and I did my hourglass goddess. So you go about the day kind of skipping. You got to skip to your step. You got to glow because that's your mood booster because you did your success snowball. So drop in the comments if that makes sense what your you work assignment is for today. Give me a thumbs up emoji. Okay.
Do you have a question from Garnet? Is there something she can replace the push-ups with? She has a problem with her wrists and it makes it painful.
Oh, very good. Oh, great question. Thank you. Garnet was saying that she wants a modification for push-ups. So I don't know if we can get her to comment right back. So wall push-ups are also a great exercise to do. But if it's specifically wrists and you can do no pressure on it, we are going to do today with our broomstick an overhead press with resistance on our own. So I build a lot of these workouts kind of with the assumption like if you don't have resistance bands and dumbbells at home, so we can see how that feels on your wrist. I think it'll be a good one. So we're gonna say the overhead press. Is it the same thing as working the pectorals and the anterior shoulders and the triceps? It is not. However, it's going to get your shoulders strong and the position that we'll put your wrist in is going to be a nice neutral wrist position. And that can build confidence as your ligaments and tendons get stronger. How about that?
We can congratulate Garnet, Lisa, and Beth for all being very studious, knowing what the AMC stands for, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex.
Ah, you guys are good. So Beth, Garnet, and Lisa?
Yeah.
The anterior mid-cingulate cortex. How cool is that? You guys are just awesome. So awesome. I really think that is so powerful. I love the more that you know, the more that you are incentivized through like what amazing things our bodies are capable of, right? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, I got so many other tricks up my sleeve, but let's see. Anything else? Are we ready to do this broomstick workout?
Yeah. Garnet did say, okay, I do have dumbbells too. So.
Okay. Yeah, let's try the broomstick first. And you can also do this with dumbbells, but this is really fun. We did something similar to this with our last perfect 10. And I thought, you know what? I kind of want to bring it back, but I need a little sip of water. So you guys take a sip too. Oh, not that I'm stalling, but I want to tell you this. A lot of times people ask me, Aubrey, can I go out to eat on the perfect 10? The short answer is yes. Now, is going out to eat, are you going to find like wild caught this, organic that? No. But because going out to eat can be fun and festive, I want to say that you can still order very mindfully and healthfully. Nowadays, it's actually the easiest to order like that. You know why? Because it seems like everybody has a food sensitivity and an allergy. The server always is like, hey, are you gluten-free? Hey, this or that. So you're never going to be a pain in the ass if you're like, can you steam this? Can you not have any oils on it? Can we just have maybe lemon juice? Can I have an extra side of veggies instead of French fries? So know the menu before you go out. We're taking my son out for lunch today, late lunch today, for example, and I already know how to order. I'm going to get grilled vegetables with some romaine lettuce and a piece of grilled salmon on top. Mwah. So good. All right. Okay, so I think I might have to turn the camera over to you so that you can, let's see, where do we want to go? Let's go over into our living room. So guys, we moved here about how many days ago? 90 days ago. And we're making good progress, but not everything is matchy-matchy. Believe it or not, it's not a perfect 10 yet. All right, so we're gonna do the broomstick workout. Grab your brooms over here. Yeah, all I need you to do is make sure you get me in the full angle here. Okay, actually, we can flip this around if you want to see it, because I know that you can't see. Let's do a flip. There we go. Can you see that? Okay. So So the first thing that I'd like you to do, and you can comment how this feels. I want to make sure that you are comfortable with your squats. And I want to give you a pro tip. I said that, you know, I give all my bodybuilding clients, my natural bodybuilding clients, but I'm a natural bikini pro. And what I do, I want to stimulate actually the nerves of my feet. And you're going to think like you're going to get to your carpeted area maybe, and you are going to take off your shoes. You could do this barefoot, but I'm going to spare you my bunions from bad genetics as well as years of dance. And you're going to massage your carpet. This is going to help to strengthen the fascia of the feet. A lot of times people are not squatting well because they don't have a firm foundation. Oh my gosh, isn't that something funny? Just like up here with our mind. So you're going to pretend that you're massaging the carpet. And what this is doing is waking up the pada bandha or the foot energy. Pada bandha is foot lock in Sanskrit. So we're going to take a little chapter out of my yoga book there. All right, so we're going to start to massage. And now I want you to just take a couple like heel drops. All right, there's many benefits to the heel drops, but it's getting into your body. And I see so often that people are trying to exercise and they aren't connected with their earth suit. Guys, I've owned a pole dancing studio for 14 years. I've seen a lot. And I think, how can I cue people to understand how to use this vehicle better? So we got to start with our foundation and those heel drops. And you're finally going to get your broom and we're going to attempt a couple squats. So you're going to take your broom and you're going to pretend that you're like trying to itch your back, scratch your back, and connect your broom with your butt crack. Take your feet outside your shoulders, and if your body allows, you can take your free hand on the bottom and put it to your tailbone. So now I'm going to look out on the horizon line. Dan, you got to show this because actually I have a pretty sunset that your mom painted. This is a painting from Dan's mom, and so I always say like look out on a sunset, and I literally am. Okay, now you can bring it back. That picture's a little crooked. All right, so what we're going to do here is sit down and back. And just see where you can take it without having discomfort for your knees. You're not always going to hear the snap, crackle, pop of your knees. But as you're squatting, you are thinking now that you are keeping your head and tailbone connected. This is going to clean up your squat technique. And people told me, professionals in orthopedics told me for years I was going to have a knee replacement by the age of 50. Well, guess what? I didn't want to have that. So I've strengthened my ligaments, tendons, and knees through squats and even lunges, but it takes a while to do that. So you have to do a self-assessment, gals. You want to, if you feel it in your knees or in your joints, your ligaments get strengthened first, then your tendons, and then your muscles. That's typically why people are like, owie, this hurts, I don't want to do it. Now, disclaimer, listen to your body. I'm not saying, pop your patellar tendon off. It's a matter of we have to get through some crunchy parts first in order to then get to the good stuff. Now I'm also flaring my toes. I'm lifting my toes up towards my nose. I don't know if Dan, you can see that. So I'm giving them a little flare, and that allows me to actually push through the four corners of my feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, versus gripping here, where I find a lot of times. So I want you to think of your toes like rose petals on grass. So that helps me right now when I am working with an athlete to say, I need you to get more muscle fibers recruited. This is going to help you burn more calories. Guess what? You can do this, ladies, and take notes on this as well. It's called exercise snacking. And I love exercise snacking because you could be in the line at the grocery store and you can start to massage the soles of your shoes. Okay, you can still do that technique, and guess what what will happen then? I tell people you can start to just squeeze your glutes, biggest muscle in the body. You can start to draw your navel to your spine, and the hourglass goddess, you're going to see those towel cinching crunches that are really going to help to narrow the waistline and improve your posture. Other times we go through life just going through. There's so much, but you can actually stop negative thoughts by just saying, oh wait, I need to snack on some exercise real quick. All right, I'm going to do my toe massage. All right, get my pada bandha, squeeze my butt, engage that internal corset. Okay, good. Wasn't even thinking about something silly. Great. Now, those are your squats. The next thing that we are going to do, we're going to talk about an option for Garnet and anybody who's having wrist issues with push-ups. You are going to grab your broom, I would say just a little bit outside your hips or shoulders, and you are going to think about pulling that broom apart, okay? As if you were going to be like, hi-ya, all right? I'm going to pull that broom apart and I'm going to bring it right below my chin. You're going to simulate a shoulder press, but you have to keep pulling it apart, pulling it apart. For those of you who are not new with me, we've done towel exercises. Pull it apart, pull it apart, pull it apart. You're gonna feel your lats and your shoulders engage. I love this. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. Do about 10 reps, okay? And what this lesson in your exercise science toolkit is hopefully teaching you is that it's quality, all right? That I'm doing my 10 broomstick squats quality, now that you know how to engage better. I'm doing my 10 shoulder presses so that now I'm engaged better. And the other thing that we're going to do today is play around with little trunk rotation for your mid body. So everyone's different. If even this motion is like too much for you, just let me know. We've got modifications, but since it's not a Zoom, I'm not quite sure. So you're going to put the bar up on the meaty part of your upper back. All right. You're going to do a little bit of a torso twist as you lean over to the side and lunge. So I'm going to torso twist, look over to the side, take opposite elbow towards knee. Now I'm not going very deep, all right? And it's for good reason right now. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. You're going to feel a stretch through your hip flexor. Bend the knee that you're leaning towards and twist. This is actually a coordination exercise. And this is helping to balance out both sides of your brain. I do find a lot of times people get kind of tripped up with their right and their left, and that's all right. It just takes practice, that's all. I'm not a wizard here, guys. It's just a little bit of practice over time. So I'm going to twist, look over. This is my right leg, and I'm going to start to lean and lunge into it. This is going to release your hip flexors to help your glutes grow better and lean. Okay, so now I'm going to take this a step further. We're going to bring it in front of us, and this is what I would say. I don't know if it's more advanced, but you guys tell me. We're going to pull that broomstick apart, and now we're going to go into a windmill tap. This requires you to engage that internal corset. Okay, and you might find this easier on the shoulders, or now I want to go deeper, like I'm tapping that broomstick down to the floor. And I would say 5 reps each side for a total of 10. This is great, of course, for your legs, for your inner thighs, but what we're trying to do, again, is to focus on building the strength in the ligaments, the tendons, the joints. And you don't need a lot of reps. I think I'm probably over-repped out. Okay, all right. Any questions on that, Daniel? Okay, let's come on back. Can you flip it back around? I want to make sure that we have enough time for these other ones here. Oh, we do. We can actually go over some other exercises here. Okay, so the one thing that I used to love to do with the Pittsburgh Today live show, I would find all different ways to make fitness fun. And we did something called the couch workout, all right? Guys, it is amazing what you can do with your couch. Now, other than nap, I will tell you, this is my favorite napping couch. I don't think we'll ever get rid of it, but eventually maybe Roman will take it to college. So we've done different things. I love to teach people, like, hey, you can do squats where it's like, I can sit down fully on the couch and stand back up now that I know how to squat better. That one, super easy. I love to do it. But something that is also really great for the midsection, because a lot of times people hire me when we're just looking at the physical part of the human being. They say, I want a bubblier butt and I want a slimmer waistline. Now, from just the physical, all right, not talking nutrition or anything, when you start to engage these muscles more, they're going to fire more, right? That's where that exercise snacking for the day comes into play. So now I've designed different ab challenges over the years. We're going to go right into the waistline. So I like to use a pillow and my couch. I scooch my butt onto the edge of the couch, okay? And I like to start to lean back, kind of like, you know, back in the day, how guys used to drive their car. It's how you drove, right, Dan? Yeah, maybe not. Okay, we're gonna lean back. We're gonna take that pillow, and you're gonna do a little Russian twist with it. And as you're doing this, you have the comfort and the safety of your napping couch like I do. And I can do 10 total, but remember, I'm leaning back, I'm engaging my internal corset. And I'm gonna give you a really great incentive. You know how many women tell me, Aubrey, I sneeze when I pee. Aubrey, I can't jump on a trampoline. Aubrey, since menopause, I pee every 30 minutes. Or on Perfect 10, you're gonna be peeing a lot because we drink a lot of liquid. Oh, that's good, okay. But what we just engaged doing this is your transverse abs. We have to pull up that pelvic floor while we're doing it, okay? So you're gonna try this again, and in order to get better lady town health down there, you're gonna Kegel, okay? So it's engaging the muscles that stop the flow of urine. So every time, and I talk about this in the Hourglass Goddess, so it's easier for I think women, whenever we engage the transverse abs, the pelvic floor, typically the default is it has to engage too. So that's why I do like things like plank twisters and push-ups, because again, it's like, oh, I gotta pull up that pelvic floor without thinking about it. It's like blinking, right? However, it doesn't always come that natural. We're gonna take another chapter out of my yoga training. So I'm going to Kegel, lean back into my gangster lean, and then we're gonna do those little taps with the pillow. This is also known as the Russian twist. So I'm gonna keep that Kegeling. And again, my incentive is now I can go jump on the trampoline longer without peeing my pants. Or maybe when you laugh so hard, you don't pee. Pelvic floor health is a part of your core. And I never knew that until I had a baby. And a physical therapist who was professional with women's health, she helped me fix my diastasis recti. So you know what, another great thing that I was able to borrow from a credible professional was how can I teach women how to bring their waist in more narrow? Because over time, since we've had kids, the rectus abdominals, it spreads out. A lot of times people tell me, well, in menopause, my waistline is thicker, and it's not just body fat. It could be because I still have an umbilical hernia, and I am a little bit wider, but I'll tell you what, since now I can engage that pelvic floor and my posture is better, it has improved, I've been able to acquire habits that help me create more of that hourglass that a lot of times people really, really are craving. Okay, we have time for one more. How's everybody doing out there, Dan? He's giving me the thumbs up. So one thing that is on your Hourglass Goddess workout, and you can exercise snap on while nobody's watching anyway, because everyone's on their phones when you're out of the grocery store, right? Is I call it the sassy hip. All right, sassy hip, you're going to look at my butt for a second. And the sassy hip, if I'm just waiting in line for whatever, you are gonna drop, let's use this cue. You're gonna bend your right knee, and then you're gonna straighten it. You're gonna bend your right knee, and you're gonna straighten it. But there's a big but in here. When you bend that right knee, you gotta get a little sassy with it, and then you gotta think that somebody that you really want to poke your butt is gonna poke your butt. They're gonna say, hey baby, all right, and poke. So what we're doing, we are now engaging our glute medius so that we no longer have butt amnesia. People tell me all the time, Aubrey, I got a pancake butt. And I'm like, no, you don't. You just have butt amnesia. And we got to engage that motion, that muscle better. We sit on our butts the majority of the day. But these guys are the biggest muscle and the easiest muscle to grow. So you bend, get sassy. Somebody's poking you in your butt, saying, hey, baby, and squeeze. These little pro tips are going to help you. We want to give them fun names, right? Because that, I think, it just makes it fun. Fitness should be fun. All right, let's mosey on back to my kitchen here as we start to do a recap. Come on with me, Dan. You could flip it around the other way. Oh, you guys saw my notes. All right, drop in the comments. Two, if you learned a thing or two about resistance, getting you results, about exercise snacking, anything that was a good takeaway for you, please let me know. We're coming on back to business here. Awesome. Okay, get a drink. Cheers to that. All right, gang. So you're doing great. Before we conclude today, I want you to truly ask yourself, what is it that you want out of Perfect 10? And I want to hear from you. Sometimes I'll message people and they're like, oh yeah, I'm good. And I'm like, well, why did you sign up for Perfect 10? There has to be something that you want to take from good to great. And it's a matter of, I think, investing in yourself. I made a post today. We're going to talk about the two biggest objections that people have. Number one was time. People say, Aubrey, I ain't got time for that. Well, now you do, because I'm kind of preaching to the choir. If you guys are showing up to the lives or the replays, you know how to time shift. But as you can see, the stealth mode, what we did there is that we are habit anchoring to build trust within ourselves. And that I trust that you're going to do it only if you post it, right? That's how I keep you accountable. That's your you work. So that's the time shift into stealth mode. The cost shift, I made this post and I thought it was so funny that it said, I didn't go into Target today to buy toothpaste, so I saved like, $200 some. And I saved that from a while ago because the average human being, I think it was pitched towards women, spends $43 every time she goes into Target. I think that makes sense. Do you guys agree or disagree? Next time, check. Okay. Now, what my husband and I like to do is, and let me see, we like to do different audits on our life. We didn't always do this, but when I built Perfect 10, I was like, it's not just like having the perfect body. It's like, wait, I want to be a Perfect 10 mom. I want to be a Perfect 10 wife. I want to be a Perfect 10 with my finances, right? And it's not that I'm striving for perfection. It's just, this is such a fun way to go about it. Like, let's P10 this thing, right? So to P10 our finances, what we like to do, we were doing it every week. And now we're like every month, right, Dan? So we still have to sell our home in Irwin. So if you know anybody who wants to buy a house, please help us out. But I digress. In order for us to get the things that we want, money is a form of energy, right? But I wasn't taught that growing up. I was taught that, rich people were lucky, money doesn't grow on trees, and that a very scarcity mentality. So that's a boo. I don't want that to be a thumbs up. That's a boo. So I don't know if you guys feel that as well. Give me a yes if that was you about money. What's your relationship with money? I'm curious. So I had to really change that and work very, very hard on my relationship with money because I felt like when I would get it, I didn't want to spend it. And then sometimes when I would get it from others, like unexpected money, I had to spend it right away. And these habits were just like food habits. It was an all or nothing mentality with money. And I heard a quote not too long ago that scared money doesn't make money. And that's when I started to let go to say, Aubrey, this is a form of energy and that this is the way that this life experience works. And the reason why I'm telling you this is my second biggest objection for why people don't sign up for Envision. They say that they want to. I really love this. God, I really want this. But their biggest objection is, but the cost. A couple of different things. If you've never had a coach before, if you've never been coached in your life, we don't attach a dollar sign to it. But chances are you've bought a house before or pay rent somewhere or have a car payment. So you have this sliding scale in your mind with those costs. Coaching is so different. It's kind of newish still. And I've had business coaches. I've taken different, all these personal development things, continuing education out the wazoo. And I just say, okay, that's the cost. I want to do it. Right? Let's say you're a tattoo person. You don't care what the cost is. You're not going to go to like someone who just, rolled off of a ship to tattoo you. You want to go to a good tattoo artist. So the same holds true with coaching. And that's why it's really important to say, where are your finances right now? And what is your relationship with money? If this is something that you want to do, that you want to book a discovery call and be like, for the love of God, Warwick, what do you got? I think I'm ready for this. Let's go all in. I say book a call. We see a lot of times, and please no judgment on this, these injectables, the GLP-1s, they cost anywhere from $400 to $600 a month, when you could actually take that money and sign up with a transformation coach. And so that's typically where coaching falls in that price range. And that's what I always tell my husband. I'm like, oh man, people could just take that money and put it into a different vessel to improve in themselves. So if you feel more aligned with that, if you feel like, all right, I want to try this the natural way, I do have clients that do a combination. I have clients, typically people, my girl who signs up for Envision is like, okay, that's the cost. That's what I'm going to do. So my price continues to go up each time I offer these programs, and it's for good reason, because I'm learning my own value as a coach, and I know that this program will help to change your life forever. Don't just take my word for it. We're going to have a live client of mine that you guys have not met yet, and she has agreed to do this little interview tomorrow. I'm super excited. She's going to share as much as she's willing to share about her story and her vision. And with all of this, we want to focus on a vision, belief, and strategy. So maybe you don't have any of those in place right now, but you're still showing up, and I want to commend you for that. I really encourage you to book a call, either hit me up in the DMs, respond to my emails, or there will be posts where you can get on my Calendly link and you can book that free discovery call with me. And let me tell you, don't be scared to book this call, because guys, I really, and I've told this to Dan before, I just want to work with people who want to work with me. There's been calls before that I'm like, okay, that they didn't sign up. It didn't feel right. Like, I don't want it to be like this awful relationship where, it's just you're forcing it. Like, so if I feel a connection with you, I'm going to be straightforward and say, I'm so confident that us working together is going to get you where you want to be from here to there, right? But I'm not the type of gal, I might harass you a little bit to do P10 again, right? Because I want you to succeed. And a lot of times, no just means not now to me. So, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you say no, but if you don't know what you're saying no for, I don't want you to be missing out either. So make sure that you book that call. And if you're just really into finishing Perfect 10, drop in the comments, yes, I want to finish this thing. Now you can book a call anytime between now and next week before prices go up. You don't have to say, well, I'm going to wait to book a call until after I do my 10 days. I recommend not doing that, because that's when the doors will close and you will be notified of that. But I do have to draw it off, right? It's like either crap or get off the pot, type of thing. Let's see here. So yeah, each month Dan and I, we look at our finances. It's kind of like what you guys are doing now. Like, we can't just always set it and forget it. Like, we would love to just spend money frivolously, right? And just hope that our bank account is replenished. So we have to cost shift, is my point. Dan has done different coaching before where he's like, hey, listen, we are going to, switch a couple things in our budget around, maybe going out to eat less, maybe not partaking in as many alcoholic beverages on that day, or maybe it's doing more free activities in the area. I think something that Dan and I actually do a lot, we do a supplement audit. So we love to be biohackers, but not all the supplements are very expensive. So we look at our reoccurring payments, little things like the apps on our phone, going to Target. Am I just buying lipstick because it makes me feel good in the moment? Do I want to get my nails done, or can I paint my own nails? Do I want to, let's see, what else do we spend? The other injectables that women spend. So you want to think about, instead of being a perfect 4 to be a perfect 10, look at your finances, see the things that you can cost shift. If you're curious about the coaching and you're like, well, I don't know if I can afford it. Chances are you probably can. It's a matter of like, do you want to make those changes as well? because has been kind of my mentality. So let me know what your relationship with money is if you feel like being vulnerable right now, because I was there and I'm still working through it. All right, that was a lot. Take your palms and rub them together. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale, blow out. 2 feet on the floor. And we're gonna make this commitment to ourselves as you're rubbing these palms together like you are rubbing the magical lamp, and your genie's gonna come out. And that genie's me. You are gonna focus on that mindset shift, saying that, stop, you're a perfect 10. Is this conducive to my goals? You're gonna focus on going into stealth mode. You are going to focus on your finances. Where are they right now? Take a little audit on that. And above all, you're gonna show up tomorrow. Give yourself a nice little hug. Feel that energy transfer. Release the oxytocin. Join me tomorrow for our third and final day of P10 with Miss Cynthia, that she is going to tell you firsthand how she did it all. And remember to book that call, gals. Easy to do. Above all, I want to thank you for playing full out with me. I could not do what I do without you. So no matter if you don't book a call or if you don't finish Perfect 10, but you showed up and you got some value out of it, it was meant to be.
Well, Beth, Garnet, and Lisa all committed, yes, they are going to finish their Perfect 10.
All right, I love that commitment. We're going to hold you to it because, ladies, I believe in you, and I'm here to help you believe in yourself 1 ounce more. Ciao for now. I'll see you tomorrow.